Okay, so I just wanted to talk to you today about using chemicals in your pool. A lot of people seem very resistant to it, and that's okay because when I got my first pool in 2002, I was totally resistant to it as well. I did not want to use chemicals. I thought, what the heck? I was so used to swimming in public pools where the chlorine levels were so high it was burning my eyes. And I really didn't want to do that when I had my own pool in my backyard. But very shortly after having a pool, within 1 week, algae started to grow. It started to get slimy and slippery and actually kind of gross. So I took a sample to my water store and they told me all the chemicals that I needed, which are in my previous video. That was the pool store that I usually go to. But I recently ran out of all my chemicals at once. It was the weekend. My pool store is closed on Sundays and Mondays. So I decided to hop over to Walmart and see what I could pick up. And as you can see over my shoulder, I picked up the HTH system. So far I'm pretty happy with it. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. I just wanted to do a quick review on the system. It's so easy. I can't believe how easy it is. I purchased the 6-way test strips by HTH. I was using Aquacheck before, and they're great too. I won't say Aquacheck is bad because I really did like it. It had 4 steps, super easy to follow. These have a couple of extra details. Whether it's useful or not to me, it matters not. It's just basically the same thing. You dip it in, shake off the water quickly, and you just match the colors. It's so easy. It tells you exactly what you need. So do that. Then you use either your pH up or down. One thing they do is they do number all their products. So my pH is a little bit high right now, so I'm going to use pH down. I'm not using a lot of it. I only need to use this amount. Okay, this is half a lid. pH down is super easy. All you do is put a little bit in. And I always put my chemicals in at the end of the evening after the last swim. Have my filter on all night, and that just helps circulate everything. I'll use that every few days until my pH comes down a bit. Usually if your alkalinity is high and your pH is high, it usually happens at the same time. The alkalinity tends to follow the pH. And what these products do is help your chlorine to work at an efficient level. So they are important. So that's your step 1. You might not even need it. Wow, it's smoking hot out here. I'm sweating up a storm. Anyways, so number 2 is your chlorine. And that's the chlorine 3-inch tablets. You put them in your floater or in your filter basket. I usually put them in a floater. I don't know if you can see it floating around. It usually gets caught in my ladder. So, but I use the 3-inch pucks. Sometimes I'll put 2. I've been using a lot more because it's so hot. The chlorine seems to dissipate quite quickly. So I've been using 2. But the chlorine is a must in every pool. No, if you're not going to use anything else, use chlorine. Okay, number 3 is shock. Shock is super easy to use. I don't use it every week unless I've had a lot of rain or I've been adding a ton of water into the pool. If my chlorine levels are really down and I feel my levels are off, which this will tell me, or my water starts to look green or a little murky looking, I will use the shock and I'll just throw a bag in. I don't use it every week, but I do use it. Sometimes every 2nd week, sometimes every 3rd week. You have to really keep an eye on your water. Test it all the time. That is your best bet. The last thing I use is Algaecide. Some people say you don't need Algaecide. They say just use chlorine. I guess you could do that, but I like to use Algaecide because I hate when that algae is in the bottom of my pool. It's kind of hard to get rid of. I can vacuum it out, but if you have the original vacuum system that comes with these pools, it's just a little like a fabric bag, and the algae won't actually stay in that. It just dissipates back into your pool, so it's not such a great idea. it works for picking up little particles off the bottom of your pool. So I would use Algaecide, and it's not a lot. I'm only using 1/3 of a cup. There's little measurements on the side right here. There's little notches, and it tells you exactly how much to use each week. One notch is 1/3 of a cup. That is not very much. So I do not think I'm swimming in a chemical bath, and neither is my family. And one thing I know for sure is we have never been ill. We've never had ear infections, skin infections, eye infections. I can't smell chemical. I can open my eyes in the pool, and I'm not concerned about it. If you swim in any public pools or resorts, hotels, they're going to have a lot of these products in it, especially chlorine, and I don't know what else they use, but they use a lot more products than I do, and my eyes burn when I go to those places. Part of that problem that they have to use so many chemicals is because people are urinating in the water, and you have babies swimming in diapers with feces, and that's not okay. That's really bad for the water. That means you're all swimming in that, and that's a lot worse than just putting these few chemicals in my backyard pool. Whatever you use, whether you choose to use chemicals or not to use chemicals, it's up to you. You have to do what you feel is best for your family, and I hope you have a great summer. See you later.